How's it going, everybody? So my name is Nicholas Hackett. I started a landscape company when I was only 13 and worked it up to be a pretty good, decent little company. So I actually do all the maintenance for all my equipment, and I've self-taught. I don't really know anything. I haven't had anyone really teach me. I just kind of go by trial and error. So today we have a situation where I actually have a broken axle on my tandem axle trailer. So I was called out to a complaint for one of the guys out in the field about a noise I was causing from one of their drums. So I went out to replace the drum and the brake shoes and everything to just get them going. And literally 30 minutes later, I get a picture sent of a freaking wheel broken off on the side of the wheel. The axle literally broke off. And come to realize that the whole problem in the first place was literally the axle was fractured and bent up a little bit, and I just didn't catch it when I was doing it. It looked fine from up top. Maybe if I looked on the bottom, I could have saw a crack or something like that. I don't know. So, long story short, we got to replace an axle. I've never replaced an axle before. So we're gonna, in theory, it should be pretty freaking easy. I shouldn't have any problems with it, but usually when you have an easy job, it usually ends up being an extremely annoying job. So let's get it, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. This is my friend Matt. We've been friends for a while, and we kind of decided we really wanted to start kind of a channel together. Not exactly what we're doing, but yeah, I also did a nice little video of his truck around here. I'd probably throw in a little blip of that. But it turned out pretty good. Yeah. This is what we have. So, broken axle. It actually broke right at the grease fitting. So this is actually when you grease the axle. This is right where the hole comes out. So the grease will fill up this whole area. So I'm guessing that was just weak from the factory. So this process should be pretty easy. We have to cut these two U-bolts off because I can't get a nut on them because when it fell, it scraped it out of the bottom of those. And we have to take off the other side, jack it up, put it on stands, cut the U-bolts off, take the axle out.
Do you have new U-bolts?
Yeah, I got new U-bolts, and I also got new spring footers and new bolts and everything.
All right.
So all set on that side, and yeah. So now we need to jack both sides up. We have to get both tires off the ground so that the equalizer is the same for both sides. So when we put the axle on, we can get it even on both sides, and hopefully it won't be too much of a pain in the ass. Alright, so this is what a basic brake drum on a trailer looks like. Now for like your basic drums on a car, you would actually use a hydraulic piston that would then actuate the pads, the shoes to go out. They're not pads, they're shoes. And I just messed that up as well. So the way these actually work is by an electric magnet that is actuated right here. And when you put power to it, it magnetizes and actually will then stick to the this surface right here. So now whenever you pull one of these off and this surface is not clean and like this one is not perfectly smooth, the magnet won't perform very well. But the magnet will break in. So the magnet will then get those same grooves to it and break in. So whenever you replace brand new whole system with a new magnet, everything like that, you're not going to get very good brakes because it's not going to make good contact with this. So make sure that this is smooth when you do replace a brand new magnet, if you have to do that.
Find up over there.
That's about an inch short. Actually long. But honestly, if it was a quarter of an inch longer, I'm not.
Kick it a little bit. Just a tad.
Like it's right in line with it.
Yeah, but like kick it just a tad.
Which one?
Towards me, the old one. Alright, I'm lined up with the actual.
You're lined up with the plate?
Yeah, with the plate.
Oh, I'm lined up too.
Alright, cool. So we got the right one.
We got the right one.
Hell yeah. Alright.
All right, so we got it all set up, and it's actually what's really nice is on the leaf springs they actually give you a little like alignment plug or whatever, and to actually put these puppies on there, so you actually know where the center of the leaf spring is, which actually makes it really nice.
Cross it or not. I'll let you deal with it. Truck ain't even on, and that bitch is just wah. Yeah, typical Dodge, the trans blonde. Alright, we're at O'Reilly's.
Rectal use only.
Yep.
Whatever the f that means.
It is a Dodge after all.
Ever did. Good, Matt?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, just put it on a little bit like that, and then 2 to 3 Ooga Doogas will do, and no cotter pin.
Shit like this pisses me off.
Aren't you happy I don't work for the company?
So look, you tighten it a little bit so it seats everything, loosen it a little bit, find where it lines up with that cotter pin. Now this guy should not have any play in it, but it should be nice and smooth. Now, you also need to make sure you actually set your shoes for this, so for new one. But now this has actually already been set up and running with this everything, so I'm not going to adjust it. But when we do, we will adjust the actual tensioner on the other side because it's going to be brand new shoes and also a drum. So we need to make sure that the shoes aren't too far out, because if you don't adjust it, then your adjuster will fall to the bottom of the brake drum and then just destroy your drum. So always adjust your drums. And also, don't use an impact on this, Matt. You fucking make it so you actually can spin the shit and you don't ruin your bearings. All right, do the other side.
Yeah.
That was a brand new freaking drum yesterday, but because they set it in the top of like hot, wet grass, it rusted the shit out of it. So now I got to clean all that. Ta-da! There you have it, ladies and gents. A fucking broken axle. Wonder if that's going to be locked on there. Or if I'm able to get this bearing out. I'll just replace it. Replace both of them.
Yeah.
Still in there, look good. Cool.
Nick. throwing grease all over me, dickhead.
Too bad. There you go, buddy. Present. You're welcome.
Thanks, man.
New parts. Alright, so this little kit actually comes with the new races and stuff, but normally you actually have to get a race hammer to actually push these out, but these are actually brand new races in there, so we're not going to replace that. All we're going to do is actually replace the bearings. Now there's a couple ways to actually pack bearings. You can actually do them by hand, and now normally I usually would just take a big glob of grease, put it in my hand, and actually slowly press the grease all the way through my the bearing to where I can then see it all pop through. But if you want to be a little bit easier, you can go to O'Reilly's or whatever store and get a grease press. These things cost like 20 bucks. You just fill it with grease, and they're freaking awesome because this grease sucks to get on your hands and it never comes off forever. So you just take the little bearing in there, press in there, press the shit out of it, and then ta-da! The grease is all shoved through the bearing and perfect, even, ready to be put into there. And then we'll just do the same on the other one. It's also other than the fact that it's easier, it's also a shit ton quicker. So it takes forever to manually press all that grease through your hands. And it also sucks to get it all in your hands. The back one here actually has a retainer, so we'll pop that in there. And then we have a little press right there. Normally I will take a hammer. Where's the hammer at? Not that one, need the bigger one.
It might be on the other side.
Usually if it's big enough, that might not be big enough, but that might be. Now the absolute proper way to do this is actually get a race press that actually would be perfectly circular for this. That way it actually evenly presses it all in. Not this. This is one of these.
What's that?
This guy? Yeah. This guy is actually the cap on the other side. So that's what this is. But there'll actually be little rings and stuff like that. But I don't have those right now, so finding either a block of wood or something like that, or something flat. There you go. Hey, but it's perfect. It's nice and flush, and it's set, and it's even. So, that was perfect. And we're just going to snug this all the way until it stops. Just to seat all the bearings. So not tight, but just nice and snug. It'll come off a little bit. We'll find wherever the hole is. Drop pin in. No play. Smooth. And it actually sounds good. So when you're adjusting the shoes you should actually hear them a little bit, just so that you know that they're adjusted. And then as you actually progressively use them, they will then adjust themselves. But when you first have them on, you definitely want to get them to where they're close enough so that they don't screw up everything.
Cody's here. That's Cody. And then Nick is finishing up the solder.
Tasteful.
So that's what a welder sounds like.
Keep going. All right, ready?
That one sounded not so good.
It's a little dirty. That actually one wasn't too bad. Especially with me just running out of gas.
Which one says you're out of gas?
That one shows my gun pressure, and that one's actually tank pressure.
You should be able to just take the glass off and just put the needle back over here. And then you can get right back to work, actually.
Damn it, I should have thought of that one. So, soldering is actually extremely easy. It does not take too much. All you gotta do, and strip both ends. Clip, clip. Wire. Clip, clip. Some wire. Same on the other side. Now right here is usually when I put shrink wrap over it so I don't forget it, but I don't have any shrink wrap, so we're not going to do it. We're just going to use electrical tape. So what you want to do, thread them together, twist one end, and then twist the other, and get them tight. Just tighten up to where it's smooth, and it actually will pretty much hold itself together if you can get it that tight. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass. Once you have it held together a little bit, turn on your iron. For stuff like this, the hotter the better. That way the heat doesn't travel through the wire too much and melt all the plastic. You want to try to just heat up the area you're soldering, so the hotter, just get your iron as hot as it can go. And that will make your life a lot easier and also not burn up all the plastic and wire along the sides, especially if you're using shrink wrap. If you're using an iron that's actually cold, that heat will just slowly transfer and then actually shrink the shrink wrap down, and that's usually a pain in the ass because then you have to take it back off and then put new shrink wrap on there. Soldering irons and plugged in. Like wondering why it's not getting good. Things you'll need. This is flux. This helps a lot, but actually most wires pretty much that you actually will have, it actually will say rosin core, and it actually has flux inside of the wire. So most of the time you don't need flux, but I've always liked it and I always find it a little bit easier. So preference, but if you're going to just use straight wire, the best way to do it is put the iron to the wire and then feed it as you go. But what I like to do is heat this up a little bit and put a little bit extra flux on there. Just makes my life a little easier. So put your iron underneath it, heat up the wire, touch the iron and the wire kind of in between, and then slowly let it melt until the whole wire is nice and silver. And done. And then do the same on the other side. What's the difference?
You know, when I go to heat up my electrical tape, I just take the mirror, find the sun, and then scald my eyes.
And get disability for 6.5 months at half day.
All right.
Well, that just took all damn day.
Yeah.
I didn't think we was gonna be able to do it, but with a lot of hard work and perseverance, we pulled through. We got the trailer back together, and yeah, she's ready to race again.
There's an elevation change right here. And my ankle went yeet. It flew into the door. Right as Cody was ducking.
Look, this trailer has a false floor. You know how convenient it is when you can just easily work on your axle just from the top? Just makes your life easier. I don't know why every trailer doesn't have this.
I never had to work on my asshole.
Huh? Huh? Oh, sweet. It's got a little vent.
It's in great shape.
Dude, this trailer is quality.
But it hasn't been expensive. I wouldn't release this trailer to anybody without including the cost of all the grass and leaves in here.
This is a lease. A 20 grand trailer. I mean,
Dude. You're underestimating me.
oh, this is underestimating.
Yeah, that's active arrow.
Oh, active arrow.
Yeah.
Got it. And a porthole that, you know, when it rains, the water just comes straight in.
That's why you got the false floor, man. It just goes right through. See? Everything has been thought about here.
Crap. You guys climb out from the bottom now.
Oh, I almost broke it.
You can't break something that's already broke.
Ah, true.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Well, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Hope you learned something. I know I didn't. So it actually turned out to be a lot easier than I expected, and it worked out pretty good. So definitely need a lot more practice with welding. I'm not that great, but I'm definitely getting there. And hopefully I'll be making more videos like this in the future, and hopefully I'll be able to teach people more and hopefully learn more and as I go forward. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.